In today's lesson, Chapter 4, Lesson 6, we're going to learn how to divide fractions by whole numbers. And there's going to be two different things that we're going to be learning. We're first going to be learning about reciprocals, and then how to divide. So let's start with the reciprocals. Reciprocal just means that we're going to take the fraction and flip it upside down. So instead of 1/2, we will have 2/1, or you could write that as 2. We have 2/3, we're going to flip it, so we have 3/2. Okay, when we have a whole number, before we flip it, you're going to put a 1 underneath of it, and then when we flip it, it turns into 1/5. You do not simplify reciprocals. You'll see why in a second when we move on to the second side. You leave just as is. So we have 6/8, we're going to flip it and make it 8/6. 10/11 will change into 11/10. And then this one right here, 657/569. So you take the bottom number and put it on top, and the top number and put it on bottom. If it's a whole number, you put a 1 underneath it before you do it. So you'll understand when we go over here why we did reciprocals. So we're going to take a whole number and divide by a fraction. So our first number, we're going to bring it straight down. So we're going to have 2/1. The division sign, we're changed into a multiplication sign, and we're going to use the reciprocal of the second number only. So that means we're going to flip it to 3/1. Then we're just going to multiply like normal. So we have 2 times 3 is 6, and 1 times 1 is 1, so our answer is 6 for this problem. Let's move on to the next one. We bring the first number straight down, so we have 7/1. Division sign changes to a multiplication sign, and then we're going to use the reciprocal of the second number. So instead of 2/3, we're going to make it into 3/2, and now we're going to multiply across just like normal. So 7 times 3 is 21, 1 times 2 is 2. This is an improper fraction, so I'm going to divide to get a mixed number. If you can do it in your head, go for it. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 does not go into 1, so we're going to put a 0 up here. So our remainder, our leftover is 1, so we have 10 1/2 as our answer. Let's move on to the third problem. We're going to bring our whole number straight down, and then add a 1 underneath of it to turn it into a fraction. Division sign changes to a multiplication sign, and we're going to flip the second number to 3/1. We're going to multiply like normal. 6 times 3 is 18. And then 1 times 1 is 1. Since it's over 1, it is a whole number answer of 18. And our last one, we're going to bring the first number straight down. To make it a fraction, we're going to put a 1 under it. And the division sign changes to a multiplication sign. And we're going to use the reciprocal of the second number. So we're going to flip it to be 5/3. We're going to multiply straight across now. So 5 times 5 is 25. 1 times 3 is 3. This is an improper fraction because the top number is larger than the bottom number. So I'm going to divide 25 divided by 3. 3 times 8 is 24. 25 minus 24 is 1. So I get 8 1/3 as my answer. And that is how you divide fractions by whole numbers.